What is going on, Brews and Ball?
What's going on, man?
I'm your co-host, Dave.
Brian here.
It's him.
We are missing one of us. It's Matt. He couldn't make it for this one, but that's okay because we got some good football to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Crazy game yesterday, man.
Last night.
Oh, man.
My picks went to hell.
So, yeah, let's go over to pick first. All right, I picked the Texans. Obviously, they got their ass whooped. They got fucking killed. I mean, it wasn't just the Chiefs. It was the refs, too. There was two crazy calls that I couldn't believe that were called. Was a roughing on Pat Mahomes when two defenders laid each other out. They didn't even touch Pat Mahomes. And then the another roughing call where Will Anderson grazed Pat Mahomes' face mask.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Not even that. They were, both the Texans hit each other. It looked like Mahomes didn't even get hit.
He didn't. And to make it worse, he was running, juking, trying to make it upfield. Last second decided to drop down. There's no at that point he's considered a runner. He's no longer back at QB. He's a runner on the field. You can't just, I mean, you drop down to dodge a hit.
Exactly. Dude, CJ Stroud was getting laid out. He got
Goff was getting laid out.
Knee taken off.
Yeah.
And Goff was on. I don't care. Goff had a concussion.
Oh yeah.
There's no way he didn't. He got killed. He got his head rocked, like torn off his shoulders.
Absolutely.
Man.
So, from what I remember, you guys, both of you picked the Chiefs. You guys were right.
Texans.
Oh no, me and Timmy picked Texans.
Yeah,
so,
me and Matt went Chiefs.
Wanted an easy road, but it's going to be the toughest road in playoff history if the Ravens win the Super Bowl.
That's fine. Bring it.
But honestly, all things aside, Texans really had multiple opportunities to win and take advantage of that game. Like,
agreed.
Let's not be too high on the Chiefs this go around. We can't.
No, I think they look sloppy on offense. They look completely sloppy. Besides Travis Kelce getting ass naked open.
Like, honestly, their run game was, compared to the Texans, in the first half, I think the Texans had 130 or near 130 rushing yards compared to the Chiefs 30.
Yeah.
The Texans were dominating the run. They just, their kicker lost them 4 points.
Yeah.
That changes the swing of the game and the momentum. So, and in a environment like Arrowhead, you need all the points you can get.
Absolutely. Speaking of momentum, there's a couple times where it's third down, about to be fourth down. Chiefs get bailed out by a terrible call. Next play, Travis Kelce for a big gain. Momentum just through the roof. Arrowhead goes crazy, and it's like, all right, here we go. Chiefs score.
Yep.
There are three things you're going to have to worry about when you go to Arrowhead. One is their fans. Two is Travis Kelce. And three is that blitz, that all-out blitz defense.
Bolton was in that backfield, man.
Like that defense was in there. I don't remember. Last time I saw it, what I remember for sure was that they had 8 sacks at one point total.
Yeah.
And that was one away from tying the record. I don't know if they hit 9 or not. But CJ Stroud was running for his life.
Yes.
What's their
first quarter?
What was that?
He got knocked up pretty bad in that first quarter, I believe so. And I think that kind of he was limping on it throughout the game. That changed a little bit. But.
Yeah, so he didn't really get hit. I think he got pushed and he hit his knee on the turf. And being 8 degrees outside, you're hitting your knee on the turf. That's like bouncing your bones off of concrete.
Absolutely.
So
what's the white edge rusher on the Chiefs? He's got that hard last name.
He has a long name.
Yeah, dude. That fourth quarter, my boy was back there eaten. It was like Chiefs were trying to claw back.
He was in there too.
Yeah, and Bolton was back there. Yeah, but like that edge rusher, man, he was in that backfield making huge plays in the fourth quarter. When I was like, Texans might be able to claw back. They might be able to do something. Every time he disrupted a play, it was crazy.
Yeah. I feel bad for the Texans. You saw D'Amico Ryans in the post game interview.
Yeah.
He got told they were talking about the crazy calls, and he said it was the world versus the Chiefs. Everybody versus the Chiefs, or against the Texans.
Yeah.
Everyone versus the Texans. And he didn't want to say refs. I assumed he would have been fined if he would have said the refs were a problem.
Will Anderson didn't hold back. He said the refs.
Yeah, the refs were crazy. That needs to be reviewed. If it's not reviewed this year, then you might as well just call the NFL entertainment WWE sport. Because
it seems commented Hollywood. Are you talking about Hollywood Brown? Because I'm looking at the stat sheet and he's non-existent.
No, he's Hollywood had a drop, and I think he was only targeted twice. And he didn't have a single catch. The only wide receiver to have a catch was Xavier Worthy. No, me and him, it's an inside joke.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
With the Chiefs receiving, I mean, Kelsey had 7 receptions for 117, a tutty. Xavier Worthy had 5 catches, 45 yards. Noah Gray, 3 catches for 13, and Kareem Hunt had 1 catch for 2 yards. They
we agree.
Like I said, I think last week that Kelsey was having a down year, and he wasn't.
He was. I mean,
for the whole season, like playoffs come around, and Travis Kelsey shows you he's Travis Kelsey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
then he just hit,
I couldn't believe he was getting open. He was getting so fucking open. Like, you can't get any open. More open. It's ridiculous.
It's like, let's say 3 people you got to watch on the Chiefs that really make a difference, and it's Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
that's what you got to watch for.
I didn't expect Kareem Hunt to ball out the way he did, but he did his thing.
He's been going.
Isaiah Pacheco is not the running back one right now. It's Kareem Hunt.
Well, I mean, he's coming off that major injury, so I mean, I didn't expect Pacheco to come back full how he was, started the season last year.
What do you guys think about Pacheco? Like, I mean, he hasn't been looking his normal self. Like, what do you foresee in the future with him?
Pacheco? I think he stays there and maybe another 2 years or so if he can get right after his injury.
Right.
Like Brian was saying.
Yeah, I think he gets right. He's coming off a bad injury. I mean, if they wouldn't have made playoffs, he probably wouldn't have played that last little bit of the regular season anyway. I had him in fantasy, so I mean, I was hurt all year.
Yeah. We got another comment. Curious Sports Pulse Media. Can't believe some are saying reffing didn't make a difference. Man, I think the only people that are saying the refs didn't make a difference are Chiefs fans. Like, the whole NFL.
Oh, exactly. That or anybody that hates the Texans.
Yeah. Well, and after the game, they were doing a little interview they did like the players, and then they brought Ryan Clark on. And immediately, that was the first thought they said was they talked about the missed calls, the bad calls, and that the NFL needs to do something about it. So if on the NFL's platform, after a post-game interview, if you got 2 major analysts talking about that, something's wrong. Like, there's obviously a problem. It's not that it's just fans. Analysts are talking about it. Sports media people are talking about it.
It's so clear. Like, I follow Pat Surtain on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he said something like along the lines of like, come on, man, what is he supposed to do there?
Yep.
Like, you're making, like, they should just go to flag football at this point. You know what I mean? They can't do anything like without getting a penalty, and it's so hard to play defense in this league nowadays, especially if you're playing against Patrick Mahomes, because the refs, I don't even gotta say it, they back him.
Yeah. Well, and you guys seen I forgot what play it was, but one of the plays, he gets outside of the pocket, he's running towards the sideline, he's running full head of steam, and then just stops like a step or two in front of the sideline, and the defender kind of like full momentum tries to stop and like puts his hands on him. Mahomes flops out of bounds.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, he flops worse than LeBron.
Right after he did that, I was like, please, someone take his head off. Teach this dude a lesson.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then even when people were like landing on top of him, for him being a runner, because when he's out of the pocket, he's officially a runner. Or if he's being sacked and he's cradling the ball and going down, and people are dog pile. That's how it's gonna happen. Right. He's complaining about that. Right. Yeah. He's acting like he's never been hit in his life.
Yep. It's insane.
But I get it. You want every first down you can get, but dude, he oversells the hell out of it. That's why he didn't get that flop.
Yeah, like that's pathetic at that point. You're doing too much, bro.
But he knows he has the refs back, so
right.
He's gonna do whatever he can.
What he got to his advantage. I give him that credit.
Yeah, you got to give him credit for it. He's gonna get them extra yards, that extra 15 down.
It just sucks because not every quarterback gets the same treatment. When's the last time we've seen Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen get this same treatment?
Sponsor.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow doesn't get this treatment at all.
No. We've seen it. Jared Goff got drilled multiple times. Stroud getting drilled multiple times.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. But you braze Patrick Mahomes, and it's like, that's it, 15 yards.
Bro, did y'all see on Twitter that viral Grok AI edit? I think, David, you sent it to me.
QB should be penalized.
Oh, yeah, I saw that with Pat Mahomes and the ref having a makeout session.
That's how it is. And that narrative ain't just this year. It's been the past, 3-4 years that Mahomes been getting this treatment.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's been worse than the Brady treatment.
That's why I had an argument with a couple people on X about that. I have never seen it this bad with Brady. I understand with Brady there were rule changes, but it was never this bad the past 7 years of Pat Mahomes being the quarterback.
And then with Lamar, it's like the refs throw him out to the wolves.
Yeah.
You don't get nothing.
He gets hit on the sideline all the time, and it's nothing. Lamar just jumps back up. He's like, all right, cool, back to the game. Mahomes gets hit like that, and it's like, Ref, where you at? Come on, bro. Take it like a man. Lamar over there stiff-arming people now out of bounds because he can't get it.
Semper Fi comments, QB should be penalized for flopping, and that sideline pause should be a flag too. I 100% agree.
Right. It's like
I consider it as unsportsmanlike conduct. It should be where it would rank at.
I mean, didn't NBA make flopping you
can't flop anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't flop anymore.
Same scenario, especially because a lot of times you get calls where it's like defensive play or defenseless player.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mahomes is trying to make himself a defenseless player and take these hits. Like,
you got the ball, you're getting cracked.
Yeah.
The target's on your back when you have the ball, whether you're a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, even an offensive lineman. If you have the ball, you're getting all the force on you.
Yeah.
Agreed. Did we talk about how many times Stroud got sacked?
Yeah, he got sacked like 8 times, I believe. On here.
8 sacks.
And with that, Stroud still put up
8
better
sacks,
game than
58 yards.
Stroud went 19 for 28, 245, no passing touchdowns, but he got sacked 8 times.
Yeah, and from a rushing standpoint, he was balling at 42 yards with 6 attempts. I know he had that 28-yard run right here. I think he outperformed Pat Mahomes completely.
For sure. Patrick Mahomes went 16 for 25, 177, and 1 passing touchdown. Sacked 3 times.
Well, I seen something
That's not impressive at all.
ESPN posted something on Instagram that the Texans are the first team in playoff history to outperform their opponents, and I think like almost every category, and still lose.
Yeah.
David, does that screen show the time of possession?
Texans had more time of possession too.
I'm pretty sure Texans had more time of possession too. They were controlling the game way better.
Not on this one. Maybe if not right here. But maybe if I go to the recap or team stats, here we go. Here we go.
Texans in first downs, 18-14.
Oh, here we go. I got it right here. Possession. Houston had 33 minutes time of possession, and Kansas had 26.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So Texans had the ball most of the game, and it sucks, but they couldn't do anything with it.
Right.
With them getting blasted, like, bro, how many times did they get a first down and it get called back on the same drive? The same, like, within 5 minutes. How many times? I counted 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah.
And, like, Joe Mixon, how many yards does Joe Mixon have?
88. Like, he had 88. I think he had a tutty.
We win the day, fellas. The Chiefs are not. They're not hanging with us, bro. They're not.
I don't even think they hang with the Bills after.
I don't think they hang with the Bills
earlier this season.
Ravens or Bills are going to dog walk the Chiefs.
Agreed.
All right, so we recap the Texans and Chiefs. Let's switch over. We're going to talk about Commanders and Lions. Brian, why don't you start us off?
This game was crazy. I think everybody, all 4 of us, had Lions winning this game. And what an upset. What an upset. Lions had everything they needed except a QB who's not going to turn the ball over.
Yep.
Like, I went back this morning and rewatched the highlights. And I kept track. Lions had 5 turnovers. That is insane. They had 4 picks thrown. 3 of them were by Goff. One was by
JMO on a trick play.
By JMO. And then one was a fumble. I think 3 of those turnovers were in the red zone. Could have potentially been points. And then 2 were like midfield or on their own end. But I mean, without them turnovers, it could have been a different game, 100%. But also, most of those turnovers led straight to Commanders scoring. I mean, one was a pick 6. The other ones gave them the ball in good field position, or they just had the momentum and they drove that whole field and put up points.
Is this a bigger loss than the Vikings and Sam Darnold?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Lions are frauds completely. They'll probably never go back to an NFC Championship game under Dan Campbell.
That was bad.
That's a crazy take.
Bro, JD5 is the best quarterback in the NFC right now. He outperformed Jared Goff. He outperformed every NFC quarterback this weekend and last weekend. He balled out.
299 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Don't count his rush.
In his first season, Jane Daniels is tied with Dak Prescott's playoff wins, and Dak Prescott's 9 seasons.
Yeah.
What?
And he has more playoff wins than Justin Herbert.
Who's overrated? Herbert is overrated.
It's good that he's a rookie, and he is in good company right now. Especially going to, he has a seat at the NFC Championship game.
I think these Commanders are after seeing what they did last night, they're Super Bowl favorite in my opinion.
Over the Eagles?
They got the momentum.
It could be.
Jane Daniels is phenomenal, bro. He's throwing the ball way better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And
so let's go back to Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Jane Daniels is throwing the ball way better than Jalen Hurts with less weapons. And with the Rams, I think I just like him over the Rams. Because after witnessing last night, their defense is performing on all cylinders.
Balling.
You know, Brian Robinson, he shut me the hell up.
I kept that as a note.
He 15 carries for 77 yards, average 5 a carry with 2 tutties. Stop.
Yeah.
All right, B-Rob.
Hey, and Eckler. I think it was David or somebody said Eckler's at the end of his career. He's done
6 carries, 47 yards, 7.8 a pop.
Yeah.
Stop.
The boys were eating last night. They were hungry.
Let's go back to the offseason where Dan Quinn came in. Dan Quinn added 30-plus new players to this roster, the starting roster. That is the biggest roster mix-up in years.
Yeah.
All new players, brand new place to play. Dan Quinn, Super Bowl, he's been to a Super Bowl. He hasn't won one, but he has been to one.
Yeah.
He's taking a rookie quarterback that he's molding into a franchise guy.
Yeah.
With weapons we wouldn't have considered weapons.
Agreed.
In the offseason, we all thought Austin Eckler was washed. No?
Yeah.
I thought he was washed.
On his back end of his
yeah,
career.
he was on the back end. Brian Robinson, we know what Brian Robinson can do. He's a dog. Scary Terry, yeah, he could play with any quarterback, but he's not like a high-end receiver. Now, Jaden Daniels makes him look like that.
Now he's actually Scary Terry.
I think he's always had the potential and the superstar ability, but I think JD5 just brings that extra oomph out of him.
And Diami Brown. Who the hell's Diami Brown?
St. Brown said the same thing.
St. Brown write his name down, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Diami Brown looked like he deserved his spot more than St. Brown.
And who else? Zach Ertz. Who would have thought Zach Ertz would ball out this year the way he did? Crazy. And then now he was, I'm pretty sure he got a touchdown.
Yeah, Ertz scored.
He's one of the top tight ends in the league still.
Yeah.
5 receptions, 28 yards, and a tutty. That's a good game for a tight end.
Wow. Yeah. And he was the 4th passing option right there.
All these people are eating. Jamison Crowder, I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Yeah. Crazy.
Don't get me wrong. Amon-Ra had a game.
137 yards.
Gibbs had a game. Montgomery had flashes. He didn't really have a game. J-Mo, he had a game.
Yeah.
These guys, they had games, but it just wasn't enough to beat the Commanders. It wasn't enough because of one guy.
Yep.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
3 interceptions.
And a fumble.
Playing after. Well, I don't know why you start the guy after he got his head ripped off his own body. He had to have had a concussion. Yep. And if he did, the Lions are going to get fined for it. Yep. You know that game is going to go into investigation.
Absolutely.
And it's what were they doing on that J-Mo throw?
Bonehead.
I didn't even. So I kept going in and out. My stream kept crashing because I don't have Fox. So I had to go through something else, and it just kept crashing. And I caught the actual interception. Oh. And then it was a penalty, and I thought it was going to get called back. And then as soon as I got into it, as soon as they threw the penalty flag, it crashed again. So I wasn't able to see it.
Yeah.
The NFC divisional round ain't the time for regular season fuck shit.
Yeah. They should have worked that play out back in the regular season, made sure it worked multiple times.
I've said on previous podcasts on our Spotify account that Jared Goff and the Lions are not going to make it far because Jared Goff is going to lose them the games.
Yeah.
And it caught up with them. That and Dan Campbell's recklessness.
Yeah.
Is it with the performance Jared Goff had last night, is it time for the Lions to move on from him?
So I was just thinking about that, and it brought me to this clip on the Pat McAfee show 2 years ago at the Detroit. It was the Detroit draft, and the dude was standing up. He was a Packers fan. I forgot his name. And there's a bunch of Lions fans there. So as soon as he starts talking, they start booing him. And he's like, "Shut the fuck up. Jordan Love's dick is all over your forehead right now." Because they just beat him. I'm pretty sure they just beat him like in the playoffs or something like that. And he said, "You guys are going to be chanting Hen Hooker in 2 years." And that's exactly what happened. He called it.
Like, with the weapons that they do have, in my opinion, like I think they're forced to move on from him. Like they can't afford this anymore.
Well, they just paid him like stacks, but he just got a contract extension.
Yeah. Detroit, Jared Goff, you better not walk around that city.
Oh, they ain't gonna get him.
They're on your ass now.
Okay.
That city is upset.
Yeah.
I think Detroit, Philly, Baltimore have one of the more passionate fan bases in the league. And like for you to come up in there and at home perform like that.
Could you imagine being a fan who paid crazy money for a ticket to go to that game to watch your team get waxed when y'all should have dog walked the Commanders?
Ideally.
I'd be burning the city down. Detroit would be on fire.
You know how scared I was going to the Ravens-Steelers game?
Oh yeah, those are rough.
Because I was like, dude, if I go here and we get killed because of, division rival, we don't have the greatest recent history with the Steelers. And I was like, bro, if we go in here and we get waxed, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
If we would have lost, you would have been sprinting to the car.
Yeah. Hey, it would have been like 2 minutes left in the game. Come on, babe. We got to go to the car. We got to go.
Right. Man.
And I'm not one to leave games. I'd never leave. I don't care if we're getting blown out. I'll stay there for the whole ass whooping. But that would have just broke my heart.
Absolutely.
What was the time of possession?
Commanders had time of possession at 33:59, and Lions had 26:01.
But look at that. That's the difference right there. 0 turnovers compared to 5. That was the difference.
And that is why Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the NFC. Top 5 in the league, too, even if it is at 5.
And Detroit's defense was top of the league. You scroll back down, Washington put up 481 yards, total yards, in a NFC divisional playoff game. Like, crazy. Them
11 total drives for each. They had the ball the same amount of times.
I mean, Detroit had 521 yards, more yards than Washington, but 5 turnovers, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
It was that second quarter, it was like Commanders like there was no coming back from that second quarter, like coming out the half for Detroit.
Yeah.
Had that rushing touchdown by B-Rob. Lions came back with a Sam Laporta one-hander. That was crazy. Then Commanders came back with a passing touchdown to Scary Terry. That pick 6, next drive, I believe it was. Detroit just had that rushing touchdown by J-Mo, and then to end it off, that Zach Ertz touchdown to end the half. They put it, what was it, 28 points in the second quarter by the Commanders.
Yeah, 28 in the second quarter.
You can't.
That's all them turnovers.
That's insane.
I can't believe 2 15-2 teams. I think it was the first time ever we saw 2 15-2 teams in the playoffs. With hold on 1 second.
Yeah, 2 15-2 teams shit the bed is what happened.
Yeah, and they not like these teams are supposed to be the elite, and they got whooped, like belt to ass whooped.
I think it all just comes down to the quarterback position. Like, game changers are going to change the game, and game managers can only do so much.
Yeah, agreed.
Exactly.
Like
Sam Darnold was a game manager.
Sam Darnold, Jared Goff, they definitely in the playoffs. They're living up to their low names.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I can't believe that. That's a crazy upset. But hey, we got 2 Maryland teams still going in the playoffs. That's what I like to see.
Right, like,
but it's still Ravens over.
Are having their success because we can go 40 minutes down the road and catch a Commanders game, and it's good now. We got a little bit of something to root for.
Yeah, they need to fix that stadium though. The Commanders next season put a couple billion into that stadium. That stadium is god awful.
What you clicking the Baltimore Bills game for, David?
Let's talk about
it. That's enough Commanders talk. We're gonna weigh in more on Ravens and Bills because I'm hearing a lot of talk.
Oh yeah,
a lot of talk on X, and I do not like it. On how Baltimore cannot survive the cold. How the Bills are
talking about
playing in the cold out here, and the Ravens don't play in the cold. That's what I'm saying. It's I think the low tomorrow is 5 degrees.
Outside with my laptop and show you the conditions out here. It's cold. It's snowing. It's the same thing, maybe a little bit colder, but football. At the end of the day, football is football.
Yo, it's a 5-hour. It's a at most 6-hour drive to Buffalo. Come on, man. That ain't that far. And that's going through tolls and up and around water. That ain't that far.
I do like, I'm looking at the injury report now. It's colder. It's going to be colder here than it is in Buffalo today. The game time weather is at 19 degrees.
But I think their wind chill is like -2.
So I don't want to hear that too cold talk. I still don't want to hear that cold weather talk.
No, I think the wind is supposed to be a major factor in the temperature.
Right. Do you guys think
there's a reason we're the best running
Flowers today?
What was that, Tim?
Do you guys think we actually say Flowers today?
No,
I don't believe so.
No reason to. I don't see the Ravens throwing the ball like that today anyway because of the wind. Yeah. And there's a reason we're the best running football team in the league.
Right. Todd Monken, stick to the game plan.
Derrick Henry needs 30 carries. Feed that boy.
Yep. 30 carries. Give Lamar Jackson 15 carries.
Hey, boys, I think after this game tonight, we might have to do a 1 a.m. pod.
I'll be celebrating.
Golly.
But nah, look, game plan. Hit Mark Andrews and Likely on them quick passes just so they're not fully committed to the run. Hit them on some quick 5-and-outs, whatever. But feed Lamar on the run. Feed Derrick Henry the most with the run. Feed Justice Hill with the screens and little quick draws. Get Keaton Mitchell active, man. We got a speedster on the sideline. Let that boy get the rock again.
Not even that. Let Walker get some time. If you hit him on those little drags or slants, he can take off.
Same with Tylan Wallace. Every time he's gotten the ball, he's made plays. I don't get why he doesn't get more plays.
I think one guy on the Baltimore offense this season that has been like an unsung hero to me is Justice Hill. He's been the biggest bang for our buck, and he's been coming through, not just rushing when he gets his opportunities, but just being a pass catching back out of the backfield. Like,
I agree.
I don't know how many touchdowns he has, but it's got to be a career high.
Yeah.
And we signed him to a little what was it? 2-year, $6 million deal. Like, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. And also, just last season when Keaton Mitchell started playing great, people were like, let Justice Hill walk. Feed Keaton Mitchell. Look what happened. Justice Hill heard all the talk and balled this year. But I think my unsung hero.
He's definitely surprising player.
Yeah, I think my unsung hero for this offense might have to be Pat Ricard. That boy has been helping that run game.
Bro, give him the rock. Let him get a touchdown today.
Yeah, that's a 300-pounder behind 6 other 300-pounders when we got all tight ends in and everything. And that boy is blasting the gap and giving Derrick Henry a wide open hole. And he doesn't get he gets a handoff once a season. He gets no credit for what he does. That man just goes in and puts his body on the line for Derrick Henry to just trample past him and blow a hole up.
And it's honestly crazy for Pat Ricard's size to transition how he did from doing it on both sides, being a defensive lineman at one point, getting reps, getting sacks, transitioning to this fullback. And he's big enough to play DT. He's big enough to play offensive line. Yeah. But sometimes he gets passing touchdowns out of the backfield.
I'll say he's got hands. Don't forget, he got hands.
He's blocking great. Like, that's another offensive lineman that's a mismatch every time.
Agreed. Yeah, you could put him anywhere on that field, and he's gonna make a play. Pat Ricard, I mean, that's a reason. He was all pro this year, isn't he?
Yep, he's the first team all pro.
Yeah, I mean, like, that goes to show. But you don't hear a lot of the talk about fullback. It's an underrated position. Fullbacks do a lot of work. Like when we had Usacek, I mean, he was great for us. I mean, he still plays great over with the 49ers.
Yeah, he's the first team all pro for. No, he was second team.
He's second. Ricard was
first. Second team
all
pro. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I like you. Ravens have a good history with fullbacks. We had LaRon McClain, Vontae Leach, Juszczyk, and Pat Ricard. You can't go wrong with having a big guy down there to help lead block for the running backs.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm seeing that.
Yeah,
Ray Davis, he's probably out with the concussion from last week.
Ray Davis died last game.
So
that was a hospital ball thrown by Josh Allen. He killed his own running back.
Sad to see.
Who's the other back besides James Cook now that Ray Davis is out? Like, I don't even know.
Ty Johnson. He's the running back from the Jets.
Is he any good?
Ty Johnson. He's a running back out of Maryland. He's explosive. He reminds me of Justice Hill. But he can ball if they need him to, kind of deal. Like, he's not like, so when he was with the Jets, he wasn't like Breece Hall or Braylon Allen good. So, shipped off. You're with the Bills now. You have to compete with James Cook, Ray Davis, and Frank Gore Jr. And they ended up cutting ties with Frank Gore Jr., even though I thought he was better than Ray Davis and Ty Johnson, especially Ty Johnson.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But we got Ray Davis got killed. He's what was that?
I said that 3:00 game. I'm excited for as well.
Yeah, we got good games today.
I think the Eagles are gonna spank them.
They should.
The only way the Rams survive is if they start off hot. If they don't start off hot, they're not winning.
Yeah.
Now seeing Washington, you think, David, is your pick different? You think the Eagles are still gonna go to the Super Bowl now?
I'm standing 10 toes down on my predictions. Both of my teams are still alive. The Ravens and the Eagles, my both NFC and AFC predictions are still alive. I'm still sticking with them.
What about
you? Got an offensive player of the year in Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
You can't beat them.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I still think Eagles take it. Eagles aren't going to lose the ball as much as Detroit did. You got to say, I mean, look how great Gibbs played. Saquon's going to do more damage, 100%. And they're going to commit probably fully to that run game to stop him. And it's going to leave guys open that are top of the league wide receivers that the Eagles got. It just depends on if Hurts is going to put the ball in the right spot. But I think their defense will still come and play. I think it'll be a better matchup than what Detroit put up. But I think solely off of the turnovers is what's going to be that game changer. Eagles should win.
Okay.
But I mean, the way the Commanders are playing, if they get put out in this next game, it's still a phenomenal year. There's nothing to like lower your head on.
Yeah,
They'll be back next year, especially next year. They get more pieces and they, them little spots that they need to fill. They're going to be back next year and they're going to be better.
and Washington is now a destination where people are going to want to go to.
Yeah,
so who wouldn't want to play with JD5 as a wide receiver?
Yeah, I agree.
Look at that favorite.
Are you still
Eagles
going?
are 6-6 favorite.
Wow. Tim, who did you have? Didn't you have the Rams?
I had the Rams.
What do you believe if Rams win this game? How do you see them matching up with the Commanders?
I got the
I got Commanders.
I got the Commanders if the Rams win.
I agree.
But honestly, I don't know. This is tough, man. Playoffs are tough.
And yeah, I mean, we've seen any given day.
Yeah, like I went 0 for 2 yesterday, so it's like I don't know even what to tell you.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, what are we looking at, David? Walk us through this game.
I didn't realize how similar Matthew Stafford's and Jalen Hurts' stats were, besides like from a yard standpoint, like TD INT ratio, 20-8 and then 18-5.
That's crazy. Hurts is
the
only
yards are separated by over 800 yards. But we also got to account for Jalen Hurts' legs too. So, and tush push.
Yeah.
So I think Jalen Hurts has like 10 touchdowns rushing more than Matthew Stafford does anyway.
Yeah.
I think this game's going to come down to possession, like ball control. And the Eagles have been the number one team for ball control this year. They showed it when they played the Ravens.
Absolutely.
They just held the ball, and Ravens literally come down to the last second, hike it. That Ravens couldn't stop them, especially towards the end of the game when they started giving it to Saquon. And Saquon's going to be a factor this game. The Rams defensive line had 9 sacks. They tied the record last game against the Vikings, but that's the Vikings. This is the Eagles with a strong offensive line.
Yeah, and a mobile quarterback. I mean, Hurts can still get out of the pocket if he needs to.
Yeah,
and you got Saquon. He can either hand it off to or
dump
Saquon
it right
goes
off.
Out, hits a block and turns. Pass.
And then they do have an equivalent wide receiver duo in AJ Green and Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
but
who is there?
Jalen Hurts is going to be the difference maker in this game.
Yeah,
all eyes are on him. Like
who's the Eagles tight end now that Goddard got hurt?
I'm not sure.
Goddard's out.
Yeah, I thought he was IR, unless he's back for this game. I thought last time I checked he was out for the season.
Goddard's not on this list. Uzama is.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean is on the IR for a knee injury, and Brandon Graham is out on IR. And that's the only injury report for the Eagles that I had.
Well, that's good. Well, all right, so they got him back. That's another weapon.
Yeah.
He's safe hands. I mean, you feed him the ball through the middle, safe hands.
It does suck that Nakobe Dean's out because he was having a great year.
Yeah.
So that defense is going to hurt. Kyren Williams probably will have a better game than he would have.
Yeah.
But the Eagles' defensive line, they're all fucking huge. Like, they're all behemoths.
Yeah.
But the Rams running game has been all the season pretty damn good. That's going to be a great matchup.
No, absolutely. I'm definitely. This is a game to watch. But like we said, I think I said it last podcast too, talking about the Rams. Rams are going to need to put up points quick, pretty damn quick. They're going to have to hit them deep shots.
Hey, someone's correcting you, David. I think you said AJ Green
Instead of AJ Brown. That's
He's
crazy.
I think he needs to
AJ
wake up and
Brown,
clean
AJ
his ears
Green.
out because I said AJ Brown.
Hey,
I'm surprised chances up this early. It's pretty early for him.
David, the people in the live stream gonna come for you.
I did not say AJ Green. He can clean his ears out.
I think you did.
I didn't hear it. But so back
AJ
to my
Brown,
point.
AJ Green, same player.
Back to my point.
What? What? AJ Brown, AJ Green, same player?
Nah, yeah, you can't disrespect Brown. AJ Green was a baller, but he ain't Brown.
The Eagles win if AJ Brown has more than one catch for 10 yards.
Yeah,
that's another thing with AJ Brown. He's been definitely a difference maker in when they're playing. I think when he's hurt, they lose every game.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, when he's in, I don't think they've lost yet this year, and that was the same case last year. Even though they got booted out by the Buccaneers.
Yeah. Hey, Chance, while you're in the comments, tell us who you got winning on these games today.
Whoever he picks, I'm going opposite because I know it's not going to hit.
Well, he's going Ravens. We already knew that.
As long as he's not going to the game, we're going to win.
Yeah, stay at home.
Every time he's there, it's scary.
Yeah. Now, as long as the Eagles control the game on the ground, feeding Saquon, and keep the Chargers offense off the field, they should win this game without a doubt. But
the spread, Eagles are favored by a touchdown.
I think it'll be more. I think at least 10.
6.5 right now. You think it's going to be more?
I think it's going to be a 10-point game.
I think they cover.
It's definitely. I think it's going to be a close game.
I think actually all these. I think the spread gets covered total and money line. I think all that gets covered.
Chance says he's got Rams and Ravens. He said he's on his way to Buffalo at the Jimmy's tailgate bus. My God.
Curious Sports Social Media. Rams cover. I like that as well.
Call Bill security. Tell him not let him in. Tell me.
No, I don't got Rams covering.
Well, we know the Rams are going to lose.
You guys want to talk about
Chance is on his way to Buffalo.
A best
bet. What was that?
For this, I don't know. For the Eagles, I'm calling it right now. Dallas Goedert over 3.5 receptions.
Dallas Goedert. Saquon 2 touchdowns. Saquon scored 2 touchdowns today, bro. This is a game where he is going to score. He might put up 3.
Dallas, yeah.
I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the under 42.5.
I think it'll be low scoring.
I don't think it'll be high scoring like that.
I think it's low. I
under
think
42.5.
Eagles are going to eat up the time.
And like my biggest question that day is like, if Jalen Hurts was scared to take a shot last week on a bigger stage, is he going to be scared this week as well?
Potentially.
I mean, he's playing. I don't think he's scared. I think he's playing safe ball. He's doing what Nick Sirianni's telling him to do.
Man,
I don't think he's gonna. He doesn't need to take the shots. He already made it to the divisional round now. He doesn't need to take the shots.
Them shots can help you win games, though.
But David, like,
oh, you see what Chance said.
Matt Stafford is going to be taking them shots.
Matt Stafford is going to take them shots because he has to. Jalen Hurts doesn't have to.
He's going to have to today.
I don't think so. I really don't think he has to take the shots.
If the Rams get rolling and they go down the field with ease with Puka, Kupp, Tyron, and company, the Eagles are going to have to respond.
Yeah,
and they're going to respond with their legs. I really do not think and if they do take shots, they do. But if I'm betting the under on pass attempts.
Rams go up early and make the Eagles pass. Hurts ain't gonna beat them. He's poop emoji. That's kind of the idea that I'm rolling around too. And like, Darius Slay, he's great, but CJ Gardner, he sucks.
No, that secondary is kind of cooked. Towards the end of the season, they started getting cooked.
Right, and then CJ Gardner, he's a liability back there. You could say, he's just like a Brandon Stevens.
I don't know. I think he reminds me more of Marcus Peters than he does Brandon Stevens because he still makes plays. He's made plays this year.
I don't disrespect Marcus Peters like that, though.
Marcus Peters is getting blown out the water towards the end of his career. We all knew this. That's why he's not in Baltimore now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Peters had his flashes where he was great.
He had flashes, and he was like that his whole career. He had flashes. He led the league in interceptions at one point with the Chiefs. He went to the Rams, balled out, wanted out of the Rams to get a ring. Came to Baltimore, still balled out, but there was times he was getting cooked.
Yeah. And like Marcus Peters was that type of player that like he didn't necessarily play to the scheme. He played based off his instincts, and like his instincts would either bite him in the ass or make him really successful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My honest opinion, behind Andy Reid, I think McVay is the best single game coach in the league. McVay is definitely going to be drawing some shit up.
I really got to think about that. McVay is the top coach in the NFL, but is he right behind Andy Reid? I gotta say, he's the most recent coach to win a Super Bowl, besides Andy Reid.
Right.
He took an aging Matthew Stafford, had him ball out with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. And they did knock down the Bengals.
But it's like, if the Eagles' defensive line plays how they keep playing, and they don't give Matt Stafford enough time to get his plays off, then it's just going to be a long day for the Rams. The offensive line with the Rams need to block today. Like, they need to. They need to slow down that defensive line.
Chiefs sucked the refs off at halftime. That's every halftime.
Right.
That was before the game also.
Yeah, it was before the game. They went to the refs' actual locker room.
Taylor Swift is swinging the ref bread. You know.
And they had Caitlin Clark there.
I was about to say, Caitlin Clark was in on that too.
Jeez. That was disappointing.
But, hey, what numbers do y'all think Puka and Kupp put up today? We think one of them's getting 100 yards?
I think Puka has the chance to get 100 yards. I don't think Kupp does.
Do you think Kupp's eating it all?
I think they're both going to eat.
You think those eat?
They might eat from a reception standpoint because those are the only two pass catchers on the team.
Yeah.
They kind of split, or it's either they split or Puka takes like 20 receptions. Like that's literally how it is. Cooper Kupp is not the wide receiver one there.
The lines that I got pulled up: Puka Nacua over under 80 yards, and they got Cooper Kupp over under 37.5. Book it right now. Cooper Kupp over 37.5.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's getting at least 40 yards.
He'll get 2
I
receptions.
think I'd take that.
Yeah, 100%.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I could start
I'd take him if it was 50.
Dallas got it over 3.5 receptions, and Cooper Kupp over 37.5 yards. That's a lot.
Yeah.
What's Saquon's receptions?
Saquon's receptions. Saquon over or under 1.5.
Easy.
Easy. That's at over minus 184.
Oh, yeah.
I would take that up to probably 2.5. Then win something out of it.
Make that
because that's what they're gonna do. If they rush Jalen Hurts, he's just gonna dump it off.
Yeah.
That's what we've seen all season.
They got. I'm gonna tell you what they have for AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. AJ Brown over or under 64.5 yards, and Devontae Smith over under 50 yards.
See, I'm not sure with
This is
You can go
definitely
either
a lower rated receiving game for the Eagles, the way that
But
they
it's
got it.
I think it's because everyone believes Saquon. The game's gonna be ran through Saquon so much. But I mean, they're both capable of getting a one catch for 60 yards, 50 yards. So I mean, it's definitely manageable.
Jalen Hurts rushing over 39.5. That's the line. Saquon's at over under 111. And Kyron's over under 76.5.
I don't think I'd take the under on Kyron. I don't think he's running with this Eagles D line.
I don't think so either. I'd go with that under as well. But honestly, like Saquon's getting 111 a day.
I could see it.
Did he do it last? I don't think he did it last game.
I'm trying to see the
I think
ratings.
he's hitting it.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say if I had to take it, yeah, I say he does, because it's the Rams.
Right.
He's getting fed the
And-
ball today, fellas.
And like
He's
I said, I
getting-
don't think Jalen Hurts is gonna be passing the ball. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 snow games back to back.
I'm sorry to ain't it supposed to snow in Philly?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's supposed to snow in Philly and in Buffalo. It's gonna be 2 snow games.
They
Nice.
got
That's some good football weather right there.
now that we're on line, like talking about lines, I gotta go to the Ravens and Bills lines just to breeze over that real quick, fellas, if you don't mind.
No good.
Derrick Henry over under 96.5.
96.5. I'm taking the over.
I'm
Yep.
taking that.
I'm taking the over easy.
With Lamar's at over under 55.5. James Cook over under 54.5.
Wait, what was the first one? You said Lamar?
Lamar over under 55.5 rushing yards.
I think
James
that's tough.
That's
That's a
like right
tough one.
around. Yeah, that's like right where he's typically hitting lately is around that 50 yard.
hit 40-50.
If they run like I want them to, where he's running the ball 15 times this game,
Well, we seen last
I'm gonna
game-
say the over.
Last game, there was plenty of times against where he was. I mean, 3 plays in a row. He's running that ball up the sideline.
They game
I
plan
think
for
we
that.
stick with that same game plan. I think we stick with that. So yeah, I
And
might
then-
take Lamar's over.
And then what was it? What was the next one?
James Cook over under 54.5.
I would take that too.
Over.
It's gonna be a run game.
I'd take the over. I don't think he hits 100 yards, but
No. Yeah, I'm not saying for that.
And then they got Josh Allen over under 47.5.
Yeah,
I don't know if
if
I
you're a
can.
betting man, you got to take the over, but it can go either way.
It definitely could. I think for surely Lamar's getting 40 rushing yards.
yeah.
I don't
That'd
know
be a
if
safe bet.
5 necessarily, but
The only way he gets that 50 mark is if he has a long touchdown, like he did against the Browns.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna read over these receiving over-unders real quick. Starting with Rashad Bateman. Over under 45.5.
See, he ain't really been getting. I don't. What's his like recent
You don't
stats?
get
'Cause
yards
I don't
like
think
that.
he's
I'll
getting.
take the under.
Yeah, he's not getting yards like that. He's eating in the red zone, but he's
Right.
not. He's not getting the ball as much.
They got Isaiah Likely at 37.5.
Over. Give me the over.
30. You said 37.5.
Yeah.
I think this game, because I do believe they're going to target tight ends a lot. I'll take the over.
And then I think this is a crazy line for Mark. Over under 42.5.
Over.
Over. I think it's a tight. I
I
think
take
it
the
is.
over on Mark before I take it on Likely, just because Mark is hot right now.
Nah, but Mark he's eating in the red zone too. Likely,
Yeah,
I
he's
feel
going
like
to
likely
use it. What are their touchdown lines?
What are the touchdown lines?
Yeah, what are the touchdown lines for the receivers?
We got Mark is the most favorited Raven wide receiver / tight end at 170, and then it's Rashad Bateman at 185 plus.
What's likely? I like likely for a touchdown today.
Likely's at 290 plus 290. That's a good bang for your buck.
I like likely.
That's a good bang for your buck. We got Derrick Henry at minus 210, James Cook minus 105, Josh Allen plus 100.
I'd count on Josh Allen scoring a touchdown before James Cook does.
Right.
Anytime touchdowns, Henry and Likely.
Okay, bucket.
I agree with it 100%.
Henry and Likely, that's smooth. And then they got Lamar at plus 195. Honestly, I don't think Lamar's going to get a rushing touchdown today.
Neither.
I don't.
You never know. He with last game, them doing a lot of read option and Lamar taking control.
Well, that's the difference between the Ravens and Eagles, and the Ravens and Bills at that. Is that when you're going down to the 1 or you're inside the 5-yard line, Lamar's not taking it in the end zone. The running back is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I would take Josh Allen over James Cook for anytime touchdown. That's why I would take Jalen Hurts over Saquon Barkley for an anytime touchdown. Is because if once you get in the 5, like we think the Ravens are going to do, is run the ball. By running the ball, you're going to take it inch by inch, yard by yard.
Mm-hmm.
They get down to the red zone, get inside the 5, King's getting the ball.
Yeah. No,
So I would not bet on Lamar Jackson getting a rushing touchdown in this game unless it comes down to a point to where he has to take over the game, which he should be locked in completely and take over from the jump.
Hey,
Him and King Henry. That's all I need.
I wouldn't put it past him scoring off of us being at like the 30-yard line. When we get to red zone, he's feeding the tight ends. And
if he has to it won't be a designed run for him in the 30, but if he's passing and has to scramble for yards, he's aiming for the end zone.
Yeah, he's not looking for 10. He's looking for the whole TUD.
But as a betting man, I'm not taking a Lamar tutty anytime tutty today.
Yeah, me either. Because we have seen this season lately, he's been like when he's scrambling and taking off, he's running out at the 3-yard line. Like he's not putting his body on the line to get into that end zone anymore. He's being strategic, going out at 3. He's like, hey, we got Derrick Henry. He can push the ball in. I'm not.
Derrick Henry's Lightning McQueen.
Yeah. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, I would see Derrick Henry definitely scoring over Lamar.
I can't wait to see Derrick Henry break it off for let's say 40 yards and just the fucking camera zoom in on his fucking smiling cheese and ass running down the fucking line.
Dude, that's a scary sight. That is a scary sight. This man just bro. I'm not tackling him.
We got another comment. Lamar Jackson passing yards over
Allen passing yards.
All right, let me go over to that line real quick, fellas. Player passing yards. Josh Allen over under 239 passing.
I feel like he still hits that. But I think it's going to be all running, so I don't.
Yeah, I think it's going to be running. I say that I'm taking the under on that. I don't think they're going to try and run the ball, and even if they can't, they're going to keep trying to run the ball because it's going to be too hard to pass in that wind.
Right.
But both of these teams have shown in past games.
Lamar and Josh Allen both have cannons for arms, so they can probably throw in the wind. Let's be real, but this is a major game.
Hey, but also both teams have weapons. But both teams have weapons where they don't need the, air yards. They'll hit a quick pass and let the receivers get the yak yards. So they both still could hit.
And then they got Lamar at over under 212.
Oh, 212 is a good line. That's a good line.
I want to take that over on that. 212.
You think
that's a good line?
Honestly,
I still see Lamar putting up.
We've seen it a lot this season. Lamar, I'll take the under on Lamar, and my reasoning is Lamar, a lot.
We're not going to need him to pass.
A lot of the time this season, he's went like 15 for 19,
170 yards,
170 yards, like crazy completion percentage, but he hasn't hit that 200-yard mark, and that's not really saying anything, because if you watch the game, Lamar is like, the tape speaks for itself. Lamar doesn't have to get 250 yards, 225 yards to do his thing. You know what I mean? He's gonna let his weapons, Derrick Henry and company, work the field, you know, on a possession, like first possession last week, 13 straight running plays for a touchdown.
Agreed.
I think I got the under on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he hit over 212.
I think he hits the over, but not much. I think 220 is what finishes off at.
I'm gonna put it this way: I feel more comfortable taking the over on Lamar than I do on Josh Allen.
Right. I think I would say the same, for sure.
Some low lines, man. They must know it's gonna be a run game.
Both of them are at over under 1.5 touchdowns. Lamar is at -114 for the over 1.5, and Josh Allen's at over 1.5. And the line's -108.
Wait, what?
So they got Lamar at a higher odds to get over 1.5 touchdowns than Josh Allen.
Okay. Passing touchdowns, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see him getting 2 touchdowns. He's good for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Definitely passing over rushing.
Yeah, definitely, especially this year. He's definitely good for passing touchdowns. Dude had over 40. 40 passing touchdowns to 5 rushing touchdowns? I'll take the 1.5 over.
Yeah. You know what's scaring me the most, fellas, for this game as well, with wind and weather conditions involved?
You gonna say Tucker?
That boy Tuck.
They have Tyler Bass. Remember that. He sucks too this year. So
that is true.
Both teams have liabilities at kicker right now.
Yeah.
Like, since I forget the last Justin Tucker missed, but
it was before the bye week.
Before the bye week, he hasn't missed one.
Yeah,
yet.
he's been perfect
bye week.
This would be the worst case scenario. We leave it in JT's hands, and that boy folds. We cannot leave it up to Tuck, like, at all.
Not at the 50-yard line anyway. Like, not
right.
No.
The 30.
If we're like 30 yards. 30 yards.
Yeah. Leave it up to Tuck.
I'll say, okay, let's in Tucker we trust, but at 50 I can't trust it.
What do you guys think about, like, our aggressive play style as well? Do you think that we should come into this game playing aggressive, or you think we should take all the points that we can get whenever we can get them?
So, one thing this season I noticed, a certain game specifically, was Ravens versus Chargers, and how aggressive John Harbaugh was against Jim Harbaugh. Like, the play calling was immaculate.
Yeah.
Why can't we play like that every week? Why can't we be that aggressive every week?
Yeah.
Right.
Playing the way, so there's a difference between John Harbaugh aggressive that game and Dan Campbell aggressive every game. John Harbaugh, that type of aggression in that game was perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. When we're getting them 4th and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 1 scenarios, he's the offense out there. Yeah. That
you have the best player in football on your team, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but that's
the best running back in football.
Yeah, we got options back there. You can let Lamar keep it and run, sneak out the back. You put Pat Ricard and Henry in there, let them pound it, or the tush push we've been doing with Mark Andrews.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah,
we haven't done it a lot, but last week when we had like a 4th and 1 to convert,
and they threw Mark out,
getting the snap and have Derrick Henry push that motherfucker for 5.
Yeah.
No.
I want the Ravens to watch what I believe it was the Commanders did. On one of their plays, they went to do a tush push that they had ran it earlier in the game. They went to do it again where their running back went, and as soon as he hit the O-line, he went to turn to flick it to JD5 for him to take off because everybody collapsed on that line. JD5 was by himself, but he ended up getting the running back ended up getting tackled as he went to flick it. Could you imagine if we let Henry, like, all right, 4th and 1, he takes that ball, and as soon as he hits that line, he flicks it back to Lamar, who's by himself with wheels.
Yep.
That boy would be gone.
And
but I'm not
guess
saying
what?
do that.
Lamar's
Dude,
faster
don't do that in the
than-
playoffs. Let's work on that all season. Pull that out next year. I thought that was a real slick play. If it would have worked out, that would have been beautiful.
I think the Ravens have to go in playing safe ball. You go in playing safe ball, but be aggressive. Run the rock. Run the rock. Please run it 40-plus times.
Did you see that clip on your screen of Jared Goff getting absolutely pummeled by a Commanders defender?
Got drilled, bro.
If that was Patrick Mahomes, that guy would be in jail right now.
Yeah. It would have been escorted out.
Was that? I didn't catch the clip. Was that the clip where Diami Brown drilled him when it was the pick six?
Yeah.
I don't. He's probably not gonna. I don't see him playing the next game because
the clip that's on right now, that Laporta one-handed catch, dude, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Left-handed across body, one hand brings it in, insane. That was, dude. Could you imagine if we had a Laporta with Likely and Mark Andrews? Bro, we don't even need wide receivers. Let them three just run.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, with that Chiefs win, it's this road to the Super Bowl is set in stone, fellas. It's set in stone. The Ravens just gotta finish the job today.
Yeah,
I think today's game is gonna be a harder game than the championship with Josh Allen playing the way he did.
I agree.
The reason I'm saying no is because when you play the Chiefs, you got to play the refs.
Right.
That's going to be extremely hard. And we heard Lamar say last game he played the Chiefs. He told the refs to stop cheating us.
Yeah. I mean, we are the most penalized team anyway, so we're guaranteed some calls. We're definitely getting penalized a lot.
And like I said last pod, it's like that rock, paper, scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore has the best matchup against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs have the best matchup against Baltimore.
Yep.
The Bills have the best matchup against the Chiefs. So it's just like playing rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
It's like a three-way sword with these three AFC teams.
That's why the Super Bowl runs through the AFC.
Yes, for sure. And like when you watch these NFC teams, like it's really just all one. It's really just AFC. AFC is so overpowered.
Yeah. No, it's insane. 100%.
All right. Well,
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap. We're an hour 13 in. Capping
Hey,
off 75 viewers.
Last thing. Everybody, let's do our score predictions and our picks on who wins these two games. So, David, you can start first.
All right. Rams versus Eagles. I got Eagles. And I think they cover the spreads. The spread's at 6.5. I think it's going to be probably 28-17.
All right.
Ravens at Bills. 28 or 35 to 21.
Okay. I'm going to go with Eagles and Rams. I'm going to go Eagles by 10. I like Eagles by 10. I don't know why. I got Eagles by 10. And then Ravens and Bills. I'm going to go with Ravens. I'm going to go 28-1. 28-21, I mean.
So, yeah, 28-1.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. 28-21.
All right. I'm gonna stick with the Rams pick. I gotta stick with my calls. If I go 0-3 with these games and then Ravens win, I'm fine in my book. But I just gotta fade.
Yeah, as long as the Ravens win, I don't care. I really don't care what happens.
I gotta fade the Eagles. Just I'm sketchy with Jalen Hurts.
Agreed.
Better prove me wrong. You know, they're the favorite. Like, honestly, like they're gonna win if Jalen Hurts plays good, all in all. Score prediction, I like the Rams 28-25. And Ravens over Bills, I think I said 31-17. And I'm going to stick with that.
All right.
That's a good score.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I'll talk to you boys after these games.
Yes, sir. All right, let's tune in.
All right. See you, fellas.